deceive. We have come into the night, thunder and rage in war a night. We have come into the night, thunder and rage in war a night. We'll fight for kings, for Ragnarok. Drink her up for Ragnarok, drink her up for Ragnarok, drink her up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla. Drink her up for Ragnarok, drink her up for Ragnarok, drink her up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla. I can feel it in my veins, the warrior inside of me. Drink her up for Ragnarok, drink her up for Ragnarok, drink her up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla. The sound of arms, fierce morality. At nightfall the rain, and the silence leads. We have come into the night, thunder rage in war a night. We have come into the night, thunder rage in war a night. We'll fight for kings, for Ragnarok. Shield wall. Drink her up for Ragnarok, drink her up for Ragnarok, drink her up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla. Drink her up for Ragnarok, drink her up for Ragnarok, drink her up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla. I can feel it in my veins, the warrior inside of me. Drink her up for Ragnarok, drink her up for Ragnarok, drink her up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla.
That just ended.
As we kick it off, welcome to Valhalla Season 2 quarterfinal games of Rolling Stoners versus Night Ray Owls, aka NRO. I am your color, or not your color caster, Malco, as I'm also joined by Golden Pharaoh. And on the beautiful casting
Another
job
color
today
caster.
is going to be Goat King Beard himself. How's everybody doing today?
I'm doing good. I mean, like, fuck it. I guess we'll start by fucking it up. Let's go.
Getting right. I guess
Oh,
we
you
want to
just
get.
killed me. Oh,
You okay, Beard?
I had to. See, we're gonna have fun on this cast today. I can already tell this is about to be some damn good games. If we're already having fun up here, Beard's already dying. You already know what it means. This is about to be good. So let's take a look at these two teams real quick. And Pharaoh, would you like to go through the rosters for us? The
All right, so
rosters?
we'll start from left to right for you Americans. Otherwise, I would have started from right to left. But top
Okay.
lane we got Mockingbird. Jungle we got Kid Boo 20. Mid lane we got Marbra, aka Don't Let This Man Have Silas. ADC we got Nithros. Support we got Beeson 1. On Rolling Stoners team we got Hayden Duff. Bonkers in the jungle. Boosted Sandwich mid lane. Rise at Dusk ADC and Worthy Dust at support.
You know, something I always love is seeing like you hear the history about the HYG members and where they all have come from and how they all managed to get into this league and seeing them. I always love watching a game when the HYG members are all when they're going up against each other. It's always a fun one, I feel. So
Supposedly, this might be the last season we see that, though, because from my understanding, Bonkers is trying to get the band back together next season.
oh, they're trying to get the boy band back together. Well, if anything, this is Marber's tryout right here to show Bonkers that he still got it. And if you guys have nothing else really to say about any other players, if you guys got any highlights or anything you guys want to point out real quick, then we'll go into draft.
All right, so we let Worthy Dust have Ezreal. That's a great start, but or Marlborough got Silas. Okay. And then Ezreal Braum. I don't know how that lane works because I feel like with Braum is great early game, but I feel like Ezreal is better off with like a I don't know like a stronger early support to make up for the damage that Ezreal doesn't have until he gets the items. But we got one of the stronger jungle picks in Hecarim, even with the Duskblade nerfs. Now people are actually moving. Pretty sure we won't see it this game, but people are moving into a Radiant Virtue third item after Spear of Shojin and Mana Moon. Olaf top lane. Olaf can run over a lot of picks top lane, especially after that level 6. And we got Lux mid to round it off. But here's the problem. We let Marbra have have Silas, and we've got some really good ults for him to steal. The Ezreal ult, the Braum ult, the Hecarim ult especially, and the Lux ult. On top of that, we have Murder Deer. You and I both know how we feel about Murder Deer. The Vayne pickup is going to be interesting, especially paired with the Milio. Milio is going to be great at providing Vayne, I guess, with the shield she needs for the early game. But at the same time, Vayne, from my understanding in the current meta, isn't like that great of an ADC. And we've got Garen, so we're looking at two top laners that are probably going to spend a majority of the game split pushing. And on Night Raid Owl's side of the bands, we got Alawi and Darius against Hayden, and then into the Kaisa, Camille
Thank God.
ban, Annie. On the other side, you got they took away from Bonkers the Shyvana. They took away the GP, the Ari, Aatrox, and Jax. So both teams kind of targeting the top lane pool a bit.
Top lane has actually been proving to be a pretty. I feel like it's kind of a decent role at the moment. Top laners, if you want to argue with me, go right ahead. But I've noticed that like a
Oh,
lot of like some games you can you see top laners and they do pretty decently like and then when they do like or even when they go like they're doing like kind of shitty they just all of a sudden just pick it right back up and then you're like oh where the hell did this 0-3 Aatrox go 9-3 from and then you don't know what's going on anymore. So I'm just saying, I just feel that like top laners are pretty good bans right now because there are some top laners that are just absolutely annoying to deal with. And like we've seen it in games where like one top lane pick can completely counter your entire team and then it just immediately gets run over. So I think based upon this, is predictions gonna go up? We want to see start getting your predictions in once you guys see it go up. Rolling Stoners or Night Raid Owls. Based on these comps, I'm really just liking the way Rolling Stoners is going, even though that bot lane matchup is kind of weird with or like the bot lane like pairings are kind of weird with the Ezreal Braum. I still think it's going to be a very strong lane, and I don't know if Melio really gives enough to the Vayne to be able to allow her to really win the lane and dominate the game the way she's going to need to carry. But we do have like we have the Silas, and again,
I
there's a
was
reason
about to
why it's
say,
banned. So there's a lot of different avenues in which both teams could win. But I think for overall, I personally feel like Rolling Stoners, just overall the way their comp is and how it's supposed to work, it works both in the team fight and the split push situation. Where Night Raid Owl looks like they have more of like we need to pick someone off. We can't really team fight too well and I'm kind of scared to see what happens around those objective fights and things like that for their team. Maybe they're able to secure them and they're able to get picks off when they need to, but once it's like an actual full team fight, aside from Melio having big team fight like impact and obviously Silas with the stealing of the ultimates, everybody on the side of Rolling Stoners has some type of team fight impact. So it's gonna be like it's just gonna be that's at least my how I'm thinking about it. So it's gonna be very interesting.
Garen's got to respect the hell out of that top lane matchup. Olaf, a lot of people fail to realize that Olaf, with his Undertow level 1, can run you down and delete you before the minions even have a chance to meet each other in the middle. But if
But
Garen
that's
does play that respect matchup, I really want to say I'm favoring NRO for this one because Marbra's on like a very comfortable pick, and I've seen it firsthand where he just out of nowhere starts popping off, especially because Silas got a huge, no, I wouldn't say huge, but like a big buff this patch.
alrighty. If that's the case, then Beard, I think we're ready to go ahead and get right into game number 1. And that's an immediate load in into the game. I love it when that happens. We're about to get some real action going here.
Garen's already practicing his Beyblade. Okay.
Spin to win. You know, fun fact about Garen. This champion, I don't know why, but I always proclaimed that I could never play him when I first started playing League. And it was the absolute, I only said it just to make sure that no one ever put me top lane. Absolutely hated the amount of Dariuses and all that stuff that just ended up existing up there. And even if you play Garen into it, for some reason they just absolutely stomped you. And I was like, yeah, nah, never going top lane again. And so they say Garen is the easiest thing on earth, but I personally disagree because they say you can stomp anybody with him if you know how to play him right. And I'm like, there's a right way to play Garen.
There is, yes. All right, so
Maybe I'm gonna learn today.
Mockingbird is interesting. Okay, so Hayden elected for the Ghost and the Flash. Mockingbird went with the Flash Ignite. So
Phase rush. Okay, so he's looking to
yes,
try to
so
run him back down.
there's a Grandmaster player called Riste. And there is a strong build he's running currently with Phase Rush, where you go Stride Breaker just fine into 2 Zeal items. And the reason behind it is they took away that Zeal unique passive for the movement speed. So Garen is just Sonic the Hedgehog. And then you after those 2 Zeal items, you build your Hull Breaker just fine. Yeah, see, look at that undertow. Garen just does not match that power early on. But after your Hull Breaker,
Braum jumping in. Nope, never mind.
okay, we've also got a fight mid lane and a fight top lane. This is a
Just
bloodbath
damage
all
being
around.
It's just everything being traded back and forth as we see the bot lane getting pushed under their tower. Emilio actually pretty low, but it probably doesn't really matter once they actually hit level 2. Can just heal them up, or I guess going shield second, so never mind.
Now, Hecarim is pathing topside, and right now, Olaf is like Garen is gonna start regenning because of his passive and because he elected for Doran's shield. Okay, so Garen is hard committing to the top lane push, though. He's trying to get this under the tower, but he's just not able to because of Olaf. Both junglers are topside. We need to keep an eye on that.
As we watch for this bot side, I feel like Braum is like trigger finger itching trying to get this Emilio right now. Like, it would be good to get the first blood on the bot side, don't get me wrong, but it's just you're running a risk there, because if Vayne gets just the right thing, it might just turn around and not be good. But we do see both of the junglers are coming up top lane as we speak. And it's looking like Hecarim is not looking to engage as the Q from the Murder Deer ends up missing as he pushes right into Garen. Garen going to spin, flash out from the Olaf. Undertow hitting Garen but pushing him away as a little bit more auto attacks. Hecarim and Olaf both being taken pretty low as the enemies of NRO are able to stay pretty healthy. I think it was a pretty decent gank up there, but not much else happening from there.
Ooh, that shield was delayed on the Vayne. Vayne had already taken the Q damage before the shield got placed. Which, easier said than done to try and be proactive with shielding, but at that point I feel like
you don't want to be reactionary.
No, you want to be proactive, don't get me wrong. And if you think that Vayne's going to get hit, but like you're slow on it. Also, the bowling ball was Lilia's E.
Yes, not QE. Her Q is the
Okay.
freaking spin thing, isn't it?
Yes.
Lord have mercy. I don't care. I just hate that champion in general. That's the reason why I don't know her abilities.
I think the only one I know
Oh,
the name
Silas
of
engaging,
is...
getting the lane, the double stun in the chains. Oh no, Flash coming out from the Lux, the shield saving her life. Not gonna have to chase in and flash in for that. Doesn't want to go under the tower, potentially get snared up and trade the kill back on the first blood. So Silas is just gonna stay in the lane, push it in, while Lux is forced to back and probably gonna have to TP here. I think Silas just warded the Raptors for Heckram's Raptors, so I think they know that he's there.
And once again, Garen's just trying to constantly shove this under tower. I mean, I don't know how much gold he has. He is up 2 CS comparatively, but he's about to be down a whole bunch of farm right now because that wave is getting shoved in, and that is a massive wave.
It looks like they're trying to figure out information about where Heckram is, and I think that's the reason why he was like he kind of just sacrificed a big part of the wave, is because of he just needs to know where Heckram is if he's gonna keep continuously pushing. You don't want to end up in a game, but look at this damage. You're gonna just get chased down. You have no jungler to do it. He's not gonna be able to save him. Flash coming out. One more undertow should be enough. No, he barely lives. Garen's feeling good right now.
If I'm Olaf, oh, he doesn't have flash. Never mind. I don't know when he flashed out, but Garen just living by the skin of his teeth, but it doesn't get easier from that. It just gets harder, and he elected to stay.
I think because of the regen, he knows that his top laner's or his jungler's up here.
He's dead.
Oh, Olaf. Oh no. Well, rushed right in straight to him. Ultimate use can't be disabled. Undertow again, shut down. Or first blood going over to the Olaf as he continues to chase down the Lilia. But Lilia does have a decent amount of damage on her. Not gonna be able to do much. Oh wait. Oh, that was real close. The Q coming out to save her life. Lilia being able to trade back that kill. First blood still going over to Olaf is a pretty big deal.
This lane just gets worse and worse for Garen now. I mean,
he flexed the muscles. He flexed the muscles, and
let's see what. Okay, so Olaf is going for that. What is it? Ravenous Hydra Rush, which is currently the build on him. Ravenous Hydra is a feast or famine item, sadly, because until you complete the full item, it really doesn't provide much. Like, yeah, it provides a little bit of ability haste, life steal, and wave clear, but it's still, you know, like, Garen's gonna be getting way more stats from Stridebreaker. Okay, this is Garen's window of attack, but he can't. So, when the undertow is down, that's how you counter Olaf, but
when it's under tower, you can't.
Yeah, the wave is just in a shitty spot.
And it's surprising that they're electing to go ahead and go straight for this Drake right now when they know that there's 4 members actually here ready and waiting. The from Ultimate jumping in to try to escape, but Rise of Dust is going to be able to take the first kill for them in that fight, while Nitros is able to take out Bonkers. Ezreal still trying to Q and dump away as Silas gets caught. Double kill going over to the Ezreal, as it looks like Director Camera decided that nothing else was going in. But we just, yeah, they blue side was able to overall win that fight.
So I feel like that was a bit of a misplay from Mockingbird right there. You know the undertow's down. You're right on top of the Olaf. You just stay on it. Otherwise, Olaf is just going to out-sustain that lane. Like, Garen's windows, and I could be wrong, but my understanding of any matchup into Olaf, as long as his undertow is down, because his undertow shreds your armor and slows you and does a fuck ton of damage, don't get me wrong. But when it's down, that's your window to just all in the Olaf. And especially as Garen level 6, yes, you don't have Ignite, but you have your Q auto for the silence, your E spin to win. Like, look at that. Look, Garen might have a sustained passive, but Olaf already has that Vamp Scepter and built-in lifesteal, so he's just gonna out-sustain that matchup every single time.
And hold on, we're getting a little bit of a small engage from Emilio on the bot side. They were trying to push the Ezreal off, not enough to be able to get get him from stop him from getting the turret plate. I don't know why I keep stuttering because right now we're getting a fight up here as Lilia is up top side, but considering that Olaf is very close to his turret, not gonna be much of a fight to be had. Oh no, Vayne so close. Ezreal with no ulti, unfortunately not enough to be able to kill the Vayne. Literally escaping probably with like single digit HP.
Right now, we're just seeing Rift Herald play, and Garen is just so low right now. Whereas Olaf can sit back and collect as many waves as he wants, and watch out for the
Ephraim sees them
Hecarim.
doing it here. I wonder if I don't think he's gonna engage, but it would have been a very interesting thing to go in on the full health jungler and the like
It would have
1/3
been.
health
Here's
Garen.
Garen. Hecarim has ult, right? It's not a bad idea. I guess the way I think about it, if you die but deny Rift Herald and you can take it, overall net
A
positive
net.
for you, considering your team is ahead, right? Like we just sent, what is it, 3 people to do Rift Herald. One person steals it, walks away with it, boom. But at the same time, I can understand Bonkers thinking, it might not be worth it to die.
And it's pointless to give it up, especially when there is another objective that's up on the map currently. And as you can see, it looks like they're trying to posse around the mountain soul or mountain drake, just trying to at least get some vision, clear things out, and allow for that objective to be fought for when needed. Because it's probably going to end up being a fight over here, but they don't know at this current moment. Actually, they do because they have vision on the Lilia in that part of the jungle. So I'm not sure if Rise of Dusk is going to want to continue to push forward, but they definitely know that she's around.
Big momentum shift right now is that the Ezreal has his Triforce completed. Garen.
Oh, and right now Olaf is just looking to
this
chase down the Garen, but that Olaf ultimate being used after the ignite was dropped on top of him. He's waiting, is now down, undertow, misses up top. Not going to be any more of a fight there between Garen and Olaf, and we're just seeing another turret plate get taken right here. Lilia is
thing
also
is,
here.
You saw that though, Garen. I feel like Mockingbird is playing not to die in the lane, whereas nope, we just see a Lux ult being traded. But
Who's
with
the better
the
Lux ulter?
ignite, with the spin to win, Garen was able to do a lot more damage. I feel like maybe it's comfortability on the champion, maybe it's comfortability in the matchup. Like,
Yeah,
I can understand if you're not comfortable, because that's how I play in like certain matchups where I'm like, I'm not sure how this is supposed to work. You know what I mean?
you play carefully.
Oh yeah, I mean, try not to feed the Neferi into the Jax. I apparently was supposed to be a little bit more aggressive than I was playing, and I just let Jax have the lane for free. But I forget what it's called. Is it Pop Seed? No, Pop Blossom is Nico's ult, but the only ability for Lilia, for some reason that I know, is her ult, which is Lilting Lullaby. I say that 5 times in a row.
I feel like that's the reason why you remember it. It's just one of those weird names. As we see Hecarim getting ready to engage, they're looking to fight around this mountain Drake. I think the team is just willing to give it up. It's only the first Drake of the game, 13 minutes in, and it's probably not. I mean, for the tanks on their team, it might be beneficial, but other than that, not much of a real big gain from getting this mountain Drake.
There
And
we
we're
go.
seeing the fight. Finally, Garen showing that they can do some damage, but the undertow allowing him to chase him down. That one missing. That's the difference between life or death for Garen. We're seeing him escape once again with his life.
Garen's not gonna make that same mistake, and he's gonna recall.
Yep, you don't want to stay there. He knows you're there. Oh, nope. Forcing them to stay. That's not good for him. They can actually get him under this turret, and he's stuck staying there. If they can stop, uh-oh. This is not looking good for Garen here.
He's gonna be denied. No, he's not gonna be denied that way. Never mind.
Never mind, man's is fine. This is actually one of the this is a first for me because this is one of those games that I'm actually very surprised at how slow it is. And it's just this is such a difference from like all the other games I feel that have been casted recently where it's been absolute like bloodbaths, and we're talking about like maybe like 20 kills within like maybe like 17, 18 minutes, and you're just like, yo, what is going on here? While we're at 15 minutes and there's only been 1/3 of the kills exchanged between these two teams, but we
Oh,
might get a little
teleport
bit more of a bloodbath as we get the teleport in. Braum ultimate drop down as Silas comes in. Braum ultimate stolen, using, trying to get on top of Rise of Dust, but he's able to get away under his turret. Silas not being able to do much more damage and not a whole lot more death being added to the scoreboard. They're able to get away.
I feel like the communication was lacking right there. I mean,
Oh, I don't think
they're
there's much
so
else.
far in the lane. They're so far like back in the lane that Silas just TP'd. That's a wasted TP, waste of an ultimate. But I mean, Lux showed up and her TP. I guess I don't think she used. TP. I
Oh,
think
he's
she
being
walked
chased
out.
down, but Lilia's here to back up the top laner, but you can't do much when he's unstoppable. He had to flash out.
No. They might kill him still.
They actually are still chasing him down. Is Olaf able to dodge this out? He's able to turn it back on to Lily, going drowsy. He's out falling
Don't think
asleep,
lullaby.
and they're gonna be able to take a kid. Boom, taking down Hayden.
The thing about Olaf is, it's kind of like a Lowy. He ults, you just run away because as long as he's autoing you, he keeps up the duration of his ult. Oh no.
Oh,
Bitten off more than he can shoot.
because right now the
Silas
stun
goes in with the
lands.
chains.
And we see the Hecarim ultimate coming down as he just forces them away as Ezreal tries to ult in, but the stolen Hecarim ultimate is able to secure it. Shut down, going over to Vayne, double kill, taking down the bot laners, and right now the only other target left for them to take down is the Hecarim. But unfortunately, Hecarim is going to be able to take one down for himself. Bonkers taking down his old teammate there. And we're going to see a little bit more as Vayne is able to tumble and get away as Lux is not able to land anything on her. Is she going to try to fight it? We just might see as we see that she tumbles away out of everything.
Yep,
Whoa, the fancy feet on her. Jeez. But this is definitely going to be a tower secured for blue side.
Blue team takes first turret. So one of the things that
Garen, you're all alone this time. Unfortunately, you don't have your jungler, but luckily you're close enough to your turret. Olaf's not going to chase you under, but now your jungler's here, and Olaf is feeling like he might be in trouble as he gets slowed down, and he tries to chase him down. The ultimate comes up, and he's trying to get him. He takes him on. Hayden slaying the Garen and is able to keep trying to chase it down as the Lilia is trying to stay alive, but not going to be able to land that next undertow because Lilia is just a little too fast to actually land some of those skill shots, and Milio here just for the save in case he tries to go for that engage.
So here's my thing about how itemization wise, Garen building the ninja tabbies or plated steel caps I can understand. He's like, I need some armor to deal with this Olaf. He's better off building a bramble vest right there because Olaf has just got a ton of lifesteal, and then the Merc treads wouldn't have been bad considering you've got a fear on Hecarim, a snare on Lux, and a slow, and the Braum stun and the slow. I mean,
considering all the CC,
he would have been better off with Merc treads, and Merc treads would have helped him with the slow from the undertows as well.
Well, right now we're this far into the game, 11 kills at 18.5 minutes. It's looking like we're not going to see too much, even though the Braum ultimate is dropped right on top of him as it's stolen. Landed the Everfrost. Braum ultimate going to be used just here yet? Not so much, as Silas is just going to be able to walk away as this Chemtech Drake is going to be taken, but double ult from the Lilia as the ultimate comes out from Olaf. Red team slays some of the Herald somewhere else, but right now the fight's not looking so good for red side. That Red Herald wasn't worth it to summon. No, it wasn't, as two go down for nothing as Hecarim continues to chase. Instead, going to go ahead and just take this blue buff away from the Milio. now we're finally starting to see a little bit of action here, and I like what we're starting to see because we see them secure the second Drake. We see them immediately turn, even though decent ultimate landed there by Kid Buu, it was just not enough. And I understand having the split push and all that kind of stuff, but at that moment Olaf was down there, and yeah, you got the turret, but I think it was an overall kind of like net loss for a red side in that
The
little bit
problem
of a
with Kid
stumble.
Boo's ult is he got 2 people, and one of them can cleanse it off immediately.
Yeah.
He needs to. That I feel like if he's gonna ult, that needs to go on the carries that do not have a QSS yet, or even a what's the
Cleanse or
support
anything.
item called Mikhail's.
Which the Mikhails is probably going to come a little bit later onto this Melio. So that's going to be something that, or I'm sorry, onto the Ezreal because that's, and Braum, because there's on the opposite sides. And it's probably going to be something that's going to come up a little bit later. But I think at this point where the game is starting to head, I don't know if the Ezreal's too worried about that. And again, there's actually like, there is a decent amount of CC, but it's not like really completely hard CC as we see Ezreal going to sleep. But now you're gonna see the Braum ultimate being able to use a disengage as the Emilio ultimate gets used, but it's not gonna be enough. Rise of Dust being able to slay down B Sin. We see the teleport coming in from Silas as he's rushing down, trying to see if he can help anybody out. Chains not being able to be landed, but the Ezreal ultimate being stolen and used. And now that's not gonna be enough as Garen's going under the tower. They're gonna try to use the Lux ultimate to be able to clear out the wave and force them from under that mid lane tower. We're looking like a still 4v4 in the mid lane, as Hecarim, I believe, is taking his Raptors and is trying to prep for the next possible fight, trying to clear out the wave there with the Ezreal ultimate, which was enough, so then they cannot be forced to push anymore. We see another kill go over to the side of... Sorry, we see another kill go over to the side of blue side, and then now it's looking like we see also a tower go down. So we're seeing a decent amount more action starting to happen on the map.
Hold on. Olaf doesn't have his ult. He has to flash.
He has to run away, but I don't know if he can. Yes, he will.
Olaf is up 20 farm on the Garen right now. He's up 2 kills. They have the same amount of assists. This is just Olaf is a fun champion to play against.
Olaf is I can't stand this champion. I just can't. It's absolutely annoying when you just have to be like, oh, I can just immediately cleanse all the CC that you guys just dropped on me, and I'm gonna run you down. Just straight up run whoever's carrying your team, run them down. Your best friend, run him down. You're a gray screen, I'm still gonna run you down. That's literally Olaf. No, I just can't with that champion, man. Alright, they don't know really that they're all there.
God, that Ezreal.
Jeez.
Emilio's out of the fight.
He doesn't even have... I don't know if he's going... I think he's going the Sherelda's route. So if he's going that route, jeez. This is gonna hurt. This Ezreal is gonna hurt a lot. Right now, and it's like... you do see the CS discrepancies between each of the bot laners and the top laners right now. So you do see the clear, like, where the gold leads are actually, like, existing, especially with Ezreal getting a couple. I think he got 2 solo turret plates early on in that game, and he definitely secured some other ones with them. So they definitely have an advantage, and it's about a 3k gold lead right now. But if there's anything I learned from casting with Karma, is that the moment you see a 3k gold lead go up, watch it just swing right back on the other side. I'm calling it the 3k curse because it just happens way too much. And it looks like we're gonna get a setup around this Drake, and honestly, Hextech Drake, pretty strong one to get for either one of these teams.
Right, so right now, if I'm red side, right, we need to figure out, okay, where's our win con, and obviously it's this Vayne, but we can't also go down. They're about to go down to Soul Point. Braum ult used. Ezreal ult used.
It just keeps them off the Drake, and now that's the third Drake secured. They're gonna use the Shirelios to get themselves out of there. But they're not going to. Instead, the entire blue side gets away. NRO literally, like,
They're just being
they just
allowed.
stole that for
They're
free.
being allowed exactly. They just
They're
take
literally
everything
being-
for free. They're so
They're
far
literally
ahead
being
right
allowed
now.
to just commit to literally commit larceny here, and there's just like, geez, 911 get called yet?
Also,
And I
from what I've seen, as of recently, like the strongest build on Lilia, and I don't think it's caught on yet in the West, but in the East at least, they're now going a Rod of Ages into Demonic and Rylai's. It gives Lilia more stats, more damage, like, and more survivability because that's what Lilia needs in team fights, compared to the Leandri's rush that we see in the West.
which I mean, standard item, pretend and Hecarim ultimate stolen being used, but not gonna hit anybody. And I think they're just looking to do this Baron now anyway. I don't
So,
know if you want to allow for that though. I mean, this Ezreal damage is a lot of poke. Oh my god.
but it got him back off the Baron, and right now, what Lilia needs is a Lilting Lullaby dropped onto this Ezreal at minimum. They're gonna get
Or-
the mid lane outer turret here, looking
Good.
to see what's gonna happen next.
Yep,
And
look at
I
that.
guess
Immediately
humans are
swinging
just gonna-
right back.
They're just
Now
gonna
we're-
handshake.
Now we're right back to a 1.7k gold lead. I won't be surprised if I see Rolling Stoners soon take this lead.
Well, a lot of NRO's standing goal, or a lot of NRO's gold deficit comes from the turret discrepancy, which they've managed to equalize, right? It's now 4 turrets to 4. The rest is, like you said, the turret plates and the kills.
Some of the farm discrepancy. But even
The
then,
farm
Garen
is
has
a big
actually
one.
started to catch up because before he was behind about 30 to 40 farm, and now he's only sitting about 15 down. So he's definitely making a catch up.
And there's one of those Zeal items. So, the thing about that Garen build I was talking about is you're supposed to rush the 2 Zeals before you finish Hullbreaker, before you start building Hullbreaker. It gives Garen the stats he needs, gives him the movement speed, especially because Garen's E, when they changed it a lot, like a few years ago, now at this point, his E's damage scales off of attack speed he gets from items, which is why you don't see him take attack speed in his runes. So I feel like he was trying to equalize and stay again. Oh no.
Oh, the Braum ultimate being used, but everything else missing allows the Hecarim to
Nobody's
just
there
jump
to
right
follow
in.
up.
Golden. Marbra, unfortunately, you're going to go down. Bonkers taking down his old teammate as we get a fight in the top lane or bot lane as Garen is going to get chased down by the Olaf, having to flash away, but it's not going to be enough as he just drops down. Hayden taking down Mockingbird. That was a clown fiesta all over the map, and now that just equates down to a Baron take for them here. At least an attempt. But Lilia being able to really stop them. Hecarim's still trying to keep the Baron aggroed. But with that, Lilia being actually snared up and stopped, having to flash away, Hecarim's going to be able to stay right on top of them. The Lux ultimate missing. Drowsy going to sleep as Ezreal's going to use the ult. But his missing snare. Double. Landing on the both of them. Melio getting taken down. Boosted. Good kill. As Hecarim's now going to chase down the Lilia, trying to get her as we see the teleport coming in. Silas is going to try to drop in and see if he could do something. But the double kill going right over to Olaf, and this is going to be an immediate turn to Baron.
This is the first time I'm seeing Barbara like struggling to pop off on his Silas, and I think that's why they let him have his Silas. They weren't afraid of it, but right there, like if we had a replay system, there was a point where the carries were bunched up, and Lilia now doesn't have flash. I think she had flash at the time. If she just flash Qs in and immediately ults, gets that 3 to 4 man sleep, I feel like Red Side win that fight. And now they're going for Hextech Soul, which is arguably the strongest soul in the game currently.
Oh boy, we're about to see a really big fight happen. I know that like yes, they could easily just let the Drake fall for NRO and not
They
have to deal
can't.
with it,
They
but
they want this Drake, and
or I
it's just
mean,
gone.
and
And
now
next
it's
next so
gone.
oh
And Rise at Dusk going on a killing spree as we see them continue to fight. I don't think the team can do much else as Lilia's locked on top of Olaf, trying to help out the Hecarim to be able to chase her down. They managed to take out the top laner while also being able to claim the soul.
so why this soul sucks so much is you can be sitting so far behind the minion wave and somebody even as little as a
Hold
lumen
on, Silas
swap.
having to go golden using the stolen Hecarim ultimate to get away, but Lilia, you're not getting away as Olaf is able to take you down. Snares landing, Silas being able to get away while taking a massive load of damage. But we now see both the jungler and the support going down, and we're about to see them start barreling down this mid lane, taking this inhibitor and possibly just pushing to maybe even end the game.
Yeah, and just look at Garen's build now. Now he has the two Zeals, but I think it's just
It's
too
a
late
little
at
too
this point.
late. Well, they can't really end the game unless they're able to secure a
No,
kill
they
here.
can't.
Olaf being able to start dominating onto the Rift, and they're just looking to end it as they start knocking down the Nexus.
17-6. Absolute one-sided bloodbath, and they finished that game almost 10k up.
I just want to say the game started off so methodically slow, and you could tell that both teams were attempting to play it slow, but Rolling Stoners just absolutely kind of just said, "Nah, we're not like we're gonna just take like they gained an advantage and they just kept utilizing it over and over and over again."
Beard, is this a one or two game or 2 or 3 game series? I mean,
We can't say, bro. That's just gonna give away predictions.
oh, that is true. Almost forgot about that. I was gonna say
Come
we
on,
just.
bro.
I'm down to keep just rolling through it, unless we want to take a break. That's up to you guys.
Is whenever you guys are ready. If people are ready, you guys want to get right back into games, let's go right to it. We can pull up the next draft if we need to, right here. So just to call off the drafts, Night Raid Owls on blue side, Rolling Stoners on red. We see for the bands on blue side, in the first phase, it's Alawi, Ezreal, Hecarim. For the red side, it's Shyvana, Ari, Gangplank. To start off the picks, they immediately first pick the Kaisa, an extremely strong pick currently. Then we have the Ziggs, Braum in response on Rolling Stoners, with them then giving the Rakan or taking the Rakan and Sejuani, with Rolling Stoners then rounding that out with Trundle. Second band phases, we're looking at Olaf, Darius for Night Raid Owls, and then we're looking at Jax Aatrox for Rolling Stoners. To round out picks, Night Raid Owls decided to finish off their comp with Yone Orn, and Rolling Stoners thought that here the Annie and Camille would be the answer that they need to give themselves the game 2 win. What do you guys think about these comps? Because right now, it's looking like
I wonder if Marlborough's confidence was shaken on his Silas because they did not ban the Silas game 2, so it was up for him to grab. He did also pick it in the second round of picks, so I guess looking initially at Ziggs ult wouldn't have been bad to steal. Braum ult wouldn't have been bad to steal. Trundle ult isn't bad to steal either because it gives him that survivability and shreds resistances and health off of one of those two tanks. The biggest issue I have for myself is if we're looking at damage profile, yes, Yone does do magic damage, especially with his second auto as part of his passive. Um, but at the same time, we're then relying heavily on this AP Kaisa build um, to for most of our AP damage, and you guys have Trundle who's gonna get beefy, even Camille gets kind of beefy, and Braum that's gonna be beefy. Uh, the other thing is, I know Rise's Ziggs. They played Ziggs Braum in one of their recent matchups, like before playoffs, and he popped off on it. So, still no respect for the Ziggs. But I mean, It's going to be interesting, especially because Rakan wants to engage and Braum wants people to engage into him. And you've got two champions in the bot lane that want to go in with a Braum. So the Annie's going to be the interesting one mid lane, just because Yone can get an advantage off of Annie. Like, the way you want to play this is you go in with your E, try to get a health advantage off the Annie, back off, and then commit to a full engage. Camille versus Ornn. Ornn is an assassin cosplaying a tank. Can't change my mind about that one. So that should be an interesting one.
Alrighty. With that said, if we're ready to get right into the games, we can get started right on the cast.
Alright. With the game 2 on the Rift, we do need a prediction to go up.
As this game gets started, Little Slugger Trundle.
I love that skin.
Alright, so there's a Star Guardian Kaisa. I don't know the rest of these skins, honestly. It's
That's Dawnbringer Yone, and I used to play that
Is that
skin
really?
for the... Yes, that's one of his chromas. I used to play that skin for the longest time, and then, I was like, this skin just feels so clunky, and it does... Oh, wait, is it Dawnbringer, or is that...
Ink Shadow. No, it's not Ink
No,
Shadow.
that's not Ink Shadow. No, never mind. I thought it was Dawnbringer with the chroma. That's... I believe that's Spirit Blossom.
Okay, interesting skin to use as they try to engage onto Annie.
Alright.
Nothing. Well, Annie using the flash to get away, so she, had to be safe. That's gonna be interesting for Boosted to have, be down in the lane.
Give code.
Oh, that
Kaisa
Kaisa
skin,
chroma.
is that Star Guardian? I
With the
think that is.
chroma, yeah. Not a bad one.
And what is that? Dawnbringer says one, I guess.
I don't pay attention to Sejuani skins. Honestly, I don't feel like I pay attention to many skins anymore. I'm good on the skin game. Just give my free one every month with my Prime sub, which you should also be using here at Valhalla Esports. Guarantee your 30 days of love with Valhalla. Shameless plug aside, we're finally getting started into the laning phases beginning in these games. This should be pretty interesting. I'm very curious to see how this Ornn Camille is gonna do. And then obviously this bot lane is gonna be very interesting because it's a Ziggs and
Ornn beats up Camille until she gets that Sheen and especially once she gets Divine Sunder. For right now, Ornn should be the aggressor.
Well, right now it's not really looking like much, except he keeps landing. Is that his W?
His butt plug.
Really?
If you're talking about the butt plug, it says Q.
That's what you call it?
Yes. Changed my mind.
How am I friends with you? Anyways.
Boy, shut up. You said worse.
I mean,
Well, the league ability. Whoa, what was that? That spectator
Interesting.
bug interaction.
that was a very interesting. I didn't
That
even
was
see what
definitely a
happened there.
spectator.
Like,
So Ornn E'd in, right? But it made him look like he just teleported from one side to another. It didn't show the actual E animation with him charging into the pillar.
okay, so it just looked weird on the. Okay, that's why it looked weird.
That's
But
why I call it a
Camille's still coming
spectator
out on
bug.
top in the trade, though. And the Camille engaging right on, landing a little bit more damage onto the Ornn. Already abusing him as we see Sejuani going in and trying to engage onto him as Braum has to flash out to be able to escape the the 4 stacks of the plasma not going to be enough, even though they ended up stunning up the Braum. Not going to be able to secure that kill. Sejuani coming down, able to do a decent gank, getting the sums out of Braum, but not really able to engage onto the carry like they want to. I don't know if they know Sejuani's there.
They don't have it warded, so...
Uh-oh, this is looking bad if they're able to go in here. Sejuani's coming back as Braum tries to engage forward, but it's not going to be enough. Sejuani pushing up, ignite down, first blood going over to Rakan.
Not who you would want that first blood on, but...
Hey, at least you got something. You know, they did something.
Oh,
made it at least worth the time.
Especially because Sejuani was sapping EXP from the bot lane. Oh, I didn't even think about this. So, Camille is able to use Ornn's Q as another way to use her E.
Oh.
I don't know if you saw that happen, but basically Camille used her E on the Ornn pillar. I never thought about that. That was a pretty good interaction to know of.
It does create new terrain, so that would make sense.
We've got an early roam from Braum here.
To be expected from, I mean, both supports, you could actually expect early type of roams. It's a Braum and a Rakan.
This is not necessarily a bad back timer, because he has to push that wave and Annie can teleport, but at the same time, yeah, that was actually smart on Boosted's side, because Boosted just comes back and collects that wave. I feel like what's it called? If Marbro just matches the back timer, because now Annie comes back and collects that instead of shoving the wave right there. There it is again.
Yep, that was the actual use of the engage, but not much else used.
Okay.
And Yon is going in onto Annie, ult being used as they would try to drop on it, but I mean, good health advantage, maybe be able to force him back. You did also get the flash, so Annie might not be able to really stay here too much. Risking that engage might actually make you lose your life. Decent amount of damage landed onto Rakan.
So if I'm Ornn here, I feel like you rush what I like to call the holy trinity of tank items in the top lane. Bramble Vest, Bomby Cinder, and Plated Steel Caps. But, how much CC do they have? They just have the Braum and the Annie. So yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be that bad because the rest of the damage, or even just the Merc Treads. And the reason for that is with Camille being so primarily auto attack reliant and looking to heal off of her grass procs. Oh no, he went Conquer. So I mean, that's still some healing. And looking to just sustain eventually with the W. You can keep up as
jumping in on top of Ornn, being able to try to duel him out. Choking him out a little bit, but not going to be much else happening. Camille wants to continue to engage, but Trundle's up here too. Looks like we got both junglers on each side. And let's see who's able to make the gank worth it. I think Trundle not being able to gank up top side means that Sejuani's going to be able to walk around, wrap over the wall. And you're not going to... Oh, only level 5 though. So they might be able to still get away if Sejuani can. Braum going to have to sacrifice their life. Ultimate coming down, not able to take out the Rakan in trade. So Ziggs not being able to really get anything there, and they're taking down the support once more. And we have another fight happening up in the top lane as the Camille is trying to show their stuff, being able to land some decent damage after the Ornn was able to engage directly on top of them and land their own combo. But now they're going to trade that bot lane kill into a Drake, and it's looking like right now NRO is doing pretty decently. Rolling Stoner is going to have to get something done here as they try to use the Yone ultimate to be able to engage on a Rise at Dusk, and Rise at Dusk getting taken down after another clean gank up on the bot side. They've been actually doing a lot on this bot side here, so it's actually pretty interesting to see them, you know, really make that work and keep attacking it over and over and over again. But it's crazy because even with the 3 kills up, we already see a only 100 gold lead as the Tibbers is dropped onto Sejuani to attempt to get them off of the Braum, but it's not going to be enough as Camille and right now Trundle are trying to tower dive this Ornn as Ornn gets taken down and the Rift Herald is dropped up on the top side. 2 plates secured, and now it's looking like we're starting to see a bit of an advantage switch over to it's starting to switch over for the side of the Rolling Stoners as they ultimately take the gold lead, even though they're sitting behind a little bit in the kill department.
Good to go. Plus 50. Okay. Game's kind of slowing down right now. It's interesting to me that, well, it's because of the dragon probably and the plates that they just got top lane, but almost a 1k gold lead for red side, even though they're down 2 kills. Oh no, wait, sorry. The dragon's on blue side, and now it's going down to about a 400 gold lead or 500 gold lead roughly, even though they're up a Drake. So those what's it called? Turret plates, man.
They're really big value, and it was just at like about 1k at one point up for the side of Rolling Stoners, and Rolling Stoners now they're starting to equalize the gold back out. Still a 700 gold lead for them, so it's showing that these right now with these kills being transferred over is not really that big of a deal because they're still able to kind of trade back in the items, trade back in the actual like. There's really no real clear advantage at this current moment in the game. 700 gold is literally minimal when it comes to an actual significant advantage, even at 10 minutes in. So right now we're just looking to see where the first big like massive thing happens, and maybe that's gonna be right here in this mid lane as Annie gets taken out. 350 gold from Marbrook taken out, boosted.
And that's exactly why you want that health advantage as Yone, because then he can just go back in with his E. He didn't even have to ult for that. So Annie comes back to lane. Yone's got ult. Yone can just re-engage with his ult and make
Be
this
able to
Annie's
kill her
life a
again.
living hell.
Yep, and that's why I was curious to see if the Annie was really the answer to this. And we're gonna see if this Yone just ends up carrying, because we also do have the Kaisa doing pretty decently well, going for the Kraken Slayer first for the damage. We're definitely looking. Oh wow! Now Orange securing their own turret plates. We're definitely gonna see the gold lead start to swing back onto the side of NRO as we see the ultimate being
fight.
landed.
Glacial Fissure
Big
comes out.
fight as the Glacier Fissure comes out and has landed right onto the Annie. Kid Boo going to be able to take out Rise of Dust. That's the carry gone as Yone uses the ultimate to be able to take down the Annie. Actually, no, Annie being taken down by Kaisa with the CC lock, being able to stop anybody from being able to re-engage. Look at NRO turning this game around real quick. Definitely looking at like looking much more cleaner than the last game.
And on the other side, KB keeps telling me this, and you know it's starting to pan out to be true. But turret plates when you're solo top lane is a big old bait. Ornn stayed for that turret plate. Camille came back with Divine Sunder and just ran him down into the lane and got a solo dolo.
As unfortunately we weren't able to really see that because the bot lane had its own thing really big time going on. It's crazy though to still see, even though yes the Camille was able to run him down, Ornn is still going to be able, even at 0-2, supply a lot of value to the team, especially once he starts hitting those ornaments, and we're just going to be like, oh great, an extra additional value of gold. It's like I think 1500 or something like that they said. So it's just like it's just going to be big. And right now Rise of Dusk at some real risk with this Yone here. He can just immediately re-engage into you, and that's not going to be fun for you. And right now, with not much else going on except for the Drake about to be up in literally 1 second, we're going to see if Yone can actually do something to this Ziggs before he's able to get away, as Braum is here to be able to try to save his bot laner. So then the Yone is dissuaded from going in, but they're going to trade that backing bot laner to be able to see if he can get the Drake. He's going to do that. Nope, the ult was a little too late 733 damage is when the smite was dropped, and they're securing the second Drake for the side of NRO.
Now there will be a good gold swing here as first turret destroyed actually for right side. Top lane going down.
It's crazy to look at that because you're still seeing a gold lead on the side of Rolling Stoners, even though it's still a 6-2 like deficit in the kills. So like there's too much. They've just been doing the right thing and getting all the value on the map that they can. As the
Glacial
Yone is
Fissure
dropping on
misses,
top,
Melee
the
goes
Glacial
in.
Fissure misses. Has to force the flash out from the Ziggs to be able to get away from that additional damage that potentially could have killed him. The Braum is looking to try to sit here and help the Ziggs secure a kill onto this Yone, even though he's low health. It's looking kind of dangerous. We're gonna see right now getting these objectives all over the map. They're literally claiming everything for the side of NRO. And it's looking like this game is definitely in their advantage, even though they're down just under 2K.
Right now I'm looking at CS discrepancies. If I remember correctly, every 15 minion kills is worth 1 kill in gold. So even not only is Hayden up 2 kills, he's also up 2 extra kills worth of gold, pretty much, almost, because he's at a 30 CS difference on Ornn. So if we're talking in terms of gold, Hayden is 4-0 compared to Ornn, right? You've got 115 on the Trundle compared to the 82. So he's up a couple kills at least on
Seeing that rundown that you were talking about earlier, literally landing that damage. But since Camille's up top side, it's looking like they're going to just utilize this mid to try to get him to stop as they're going under the tower and trying to actually fight. Braum being able to stop them from doing any further of an engage. That turret not being able to be dropped as Braum is taking a lot of damage from the Yone, but the stun landing and him going right on top of Annie. He's going to use the ult to get out, but it's looking like the Yone is still showing his stuff as he's actually he's doing some decent amount of damage and is able to survive it too. And it looks like they're going to try to take this tower. I think they can do it. Well, with Ziggs there, if they were able to get the additional damage. Ornn being dropped into the Glacial Fissure. But it being blocked completely by Braum, not being able to get anywhere as the Rakan ultimate comes down. Braum being able to barely live. B-Sin going to take the kill on the Worthy Dust. As the Camille drops right on top, going on a killing spree as he takes out Marbra. Marbra was looking really good on this Yone, but right now Hayden's just looking better on the Camille. And honestly, this is a very easy turret for them to secure if they can just get Ziggs to push up the lane. And I think that's what right now NRO is worried about, is the fact that they do have the ability just to siege turrets even better than a freaking Tristana. So I'm actually kind of scared for when this becomes like when this Ziggs becomes more towards the late game, because even though he's 0-2 now, again, it's about the value that the teammates add, and we're still seeing a gold lead for the team that technically you would think should not have it. So yeah, because you look at Trundle's farm, I mean, it's not the same type of minion kills, but then you look at Trundle's farm discrepancy, you see the 40 farm discrepancy in top lane, you see a small discrepancy in the bot lane, and that's about it. It's just very, you see where the advantages are, and right now we're seeing them show that they do have a decent advantage. Even if they just pick one person off and they back up, as long as they don't lose anybody else, I think they keep consistently taking the one-off done wins, and they're playing it very smart on the side of Rolling Stoners.
Two Divine Thunderers. You've got Sejuani's on Radiant Virtue. Double. So here's a big problem, and I can kind of see why these fights are turning around, right? We talked about damage profile. You've got 3 beefcakes between top, jungle, and support on the side of NRO, or Rolling Stoners, I'm sorry, and NRO lacking in that magic damage department. I thought they were going to be playing the AP Kaisa. No, it's an AD Kaisa. So it's just the longer this game goes, the more armor's being built. Like you can see, the Trundle's already got a Warden's Mail, and I think I'm pretty sure he's looking to build either into a Randuin's Omen, but
And they're
judging
already
off of
not
the
able to
cloth
really
armor.
jump in there. Hold on, the Yon ultimate landing big as the Ornhorn's getting
Oh,
called in, but
Ornhorn.
not being blocked this time. Marbra being able to take down Rise at Dust as we see some big ultimates coming out. Kaisa being able to take out the enemy jungler, going on a rampage. Double kill, taking out the enemy support as Yon is going to be able to be taken out on the bot side as Camille is sitting there all alone. Gonna have to force the flash being used by Sejuani to try to catch out the Camille, and Camille still 4-0, but losing 4 members in the back end of it.
Also, Riot, this is rigged. It's literally the same dragons and Dragon Soul. Well, no, there was
No,
a
first one
Mountain
was
Drake,
Mountain, yeah. And it was
but-
Chemtech the second one. So it's not completely rigged. It's not completely rigged.
Still, I mean, a 4-for-1. So, NRO is very happy about that. Marbra just popping the fuck off on that Yon, getting the 4-man to set up the 4-man Call of the Forge God, and we see a big gold swing now. Actually, rolling, or NRO is up in gold. They're up almost 1,000. I think, what is that?
About 800, 900.
500 actually now.
Oh wow, what the heck just happened on the map that all of a sudden because it was literally just under 900.
CSing.
Yep, and it's just all of a sudden just updated and boom. They literally, these kills do not matter currently in the way of the gold lead, as the Ziggs is able to get away, ultimate being able to be missed, W being used, being able to get him away, as the Kaisa W misses, not going to be able to get any kills, and even though it's with AP Kaisa or AD Kaisa, it's not looking like it's going to really matter too much. I am a little bit worried, again, as you were mentioning before, I'm a little bit worried about their comp for NRO. It's
Yeah,
looking,
right there.
it's,
Trundle, that's what I thought. Trundle is building a frozen heart, and
boy.
that's just gonna really screw over with the damage profile. And they just don't have any magic damage coming from any other sources. I mean, what, Rakan, I guess, but NRO or Rolling Thunder just has to build armor. And Hayden did build Merc Treads. He's like, okay, we've got Sejuani ult, we've got Rakan Charm, we've got the Ornn, I guess, quote unquote knockoff.
Itemization matters, kids. Damage profiles matters, kids. Remember, is what we told you. As the Ornn is just, wow, Camille has no fear right now of this Ornn. Absolutely. You see that damage that she does with the secondary part of the Q. God, that champion is actually really cool. I loved her from the moment that she was one of those champions that, like, when she was released, it just seemed really cool when she came out. And I was just like, alright, this is actually one of those cool champions. But that was also back when it seemed like Riot gave a crap about how champion releases were and how they hyped them up.
I got distracted. What happened? What did I miss?
Well, screw you too. I'm not telling the story again.
Alright, family distractions.
You're good, dude. The game is still going at one of those slower paces. It's literally a tied gold. Oh man, this is not look. I don't know how to feel about this, because I want to say like, oh, NRO are winning the games. They keep getting all the objectives. They keep doing this. But it's then also you look at it and it's just like, what advantage are they truthfully building for themselves right now? As this Camille's just able to casually fight under the turret and just like, oh, Call of the Forge coming down, but you're all alone. Never mind. As we see Camille finally
That's a
getting shut
huge
down. That's
shutdown.
huge going over to Yon. Yeah, now that's gonna be. That's where the goal. That's where they were trying to do it. As Annie's getting engaged on by Sejuani.
Annie has to
Flash
flash.
had to be used. Sejuani ult being used on the Trundle, barely
that
missing.
was-
I thought that actually hit. Did it not?
I thought it did too.
Okay.
Okay, the
interesting.
Ignite comes out on the Yon.
But is he gonna be able to land the stuns? Hopefully
he's
it's gonna
dead.
be enough. Yep, Yon dead, and the kill going to the right place as Ziggs was able to secure their first kill. Literally, it was like the bomb barely touched him, and then the Leandri's proc just managed to kill him off at the last second there. And they're looking like they want to make this a Baron as they see that the very strong member of the Yone is down. And as long as Kaisa can't really do much with all she has no AP. So with all the armor that's actually on the other side, there's no way that Kaisa can really do too much here as she's getting engaged on. Being able to try to do something, unfortunately, no, as Kaisa's finally going to get shut down. Camille able to take that kill, going 5-1, as shut down also onto the Rakan. This team completely turning it around as they're able to show that right now your kill lead does not matter when our team comp is better. And we're going to turn around onto this Baron and swing that goal lead right back in our favor.
I'm a little confused by Kaisa's itemization, right? So Phantom Ninja
No
second
mythic.
item, but you've got a BF sword that I'm assuming is going into IE potentially.
No,
or
it's in Navori BF. Navori is also BF.
could be, but my thing is like, okay, if you guys have no magic damage, you know that they've got a Death Dance, they've got a Warden's Mail, or now a Frozen Heart, they've got another item on Braum that's being built for armor. Where is the Lord Dominic's rush?
And right
They're
now
gonna
we're
get
not
the- they're
seeing
gonna
it
get the
as
Dragon
Yone is
Yone.
able to land a big ultimate, but it's not going to be enough as they actually take the Drake and secure the soul. Barely being able to be stolen, Sejuani giving up their life over to Hayden, but that's a big steal, and they're able to secure a big Drake for themselves, but still down 3.2k gold.
And Ornn upgraded his mythic. Understandable. What level is Ornn right now? 14. So he's gonna start upgrading mythics for the team. But
So now the gold lead is definitely
Kaisa
not even
doesn't
gonna
have a
really...
mythic yet. He's already upgraded Yone's mythic. Kaisa has no armor pen. She has no mythic. I don't understand.
And not even going to Leon, or not Leandri's well, not even going the Luden's route makes it so that you have no AP either, and so then you just watch that happen and
Kaisa's
get absolutely
just
blown
dead.
up. And then B-Sin also
Way
getting
too far
taken
in the
down
lane.
with the towers. Oh man, you have a Ziggs, you have Baron, you have freaking Tibbers.
I
Oh,
think
they're
it's
just
gonna
gonna
be
push
game.
this down. They're
It
just gonna
does
push
not
this
matter that
down.
They stole the soul. There's just no damage right now.
Yeah, they don't have anything. They can't counter this right now. The comp is just gonna sit there and live. Yone might be able to do something once his ultimate is up, but if they stay bunched up like this, I think he's gonna try to make this hero play. As they just jump on in and engages, Yone ultimate comes out as they sit under tower, but Mockingbird's gonna take out Worthy Dust, and they're gonna be able to get a little bit more. Forge, call the Forge, be used. More shutdowns going over to Ornn. They weren't able to end the game there, but that was pretty damn close. They're able to get at least one Nexus turret, and Camille gets out with their life.
They got a pretty good push off of that. They got 3 turrets in total and in hit, but the problem still is all those shutdowns went on the tank, right? They didn't go on your carries. Your carries don't really have the items right now. Like even Yone is not building an LDR. Itemization is huge right now. I mean, you've got a beefcake of a front line that has pure armor and health against your team that is pretty much all AD damage.
Is he going? Are they going? I hope they're not going 2 Frozen Hearts, are they?
No, I think that's building into for Braum. That's building into what is that support item? Zeke's, I think it is.
Oh yes, Zeke's Convergence. Yes. I didn't see the Ruby Crystal. I don't know. It's just looking like it's looking weird to me right now because I'm sure that's like I'm sure there was somebody in the comms saying, "Hey, items are guys, build this, build this, build this." Like there's no way that not at least one person tabbed and didn't look at the items and said, "Oh, I need to build armor shred." Or like anything like this. Like Kaisa would have probably done like if you like just looking at that full enhanced Q that she just did, she would have done more damage to those minions, particularly if she had the armor shred and be able to clear the wave even faster. That's my only issue. Like I would have honestly rather have seen the static into Luden's build at this point. It would have just
not only that. Thorn
hold on. Wow, completely gets blocked. Oh man, you guys are not feeling good about that right now. And unfortunately, that's an ultimate for an E, so that's not gonna work well for you if they decide to engage now. And they have backline access, they have the ability to jump in on you. Right now, this is gonna look like a potential Elder Drake fight, if not a Baron fight. But the only way right now that Rolling Stoners lose is if they don't have some more proactivity on the map.
I just think the gold deficit is, even though it's only, what is it, like almost 5 or almost
It's
4K.
about
I just think
almost 4K. Yep.
I think it's just they're too far down on items to, like, Ion is building a bloodthirster right now. Kaisa still doesn't have a mythic. Doesn't Neither of them has armor pen. Right now, I'm also seeing that the Ornn thinks that the Ziggs is the problem and not the 8-in-1 Camille. Because if you look at his items, he's building Force of Nature. Like, I understand he has a decent amount of armor from the bomb or the Sunfire and the Jacques
Show.
Give me one second. But at the
But-
same time, it's just like a Thornmail, I feel like, against Trundle, who auto attacks nonstop and heals for a ton, and against Camille, whose primary method of damage is her auto attacks.
Yeah. I can't even say any words. It's just it's legit item diff. And now we're seeing the Camille coming out with the GA. This is not looking good.
So now you
They're
gotta
gonna
kill
want to
Camille
fight here.
twice.
Yep, and they're gonna want to fight here. Camille has really no fear with that GA on her. She can just immediately jump in. She dies, she waits while the team just immediately jumps on you, and then she just comes back to life. It's just not looking good. They might have to just give this Baron up. They're gonna try to go for it here. Kid Buu is pinging for it. They want something here. Call the Forge being completely blocked. Ornhorn not gonna matter. He jumps in. Kid Buu, are you gonna be able to steal it? Baron has been stolen, and this is the fight
just
here. I
gotta
think this is what
run.
they're looking for. Nithos is able to take out Boosted. Boosted is gonna have to die really quickly, but Rise of Dust is able to take out Marble, which is a big chunk of their damage. Rakan being able to take out the enemy support as Camille is still alive with the GA, being able to trade 2 for 2 on both sides, even though the
just
Baron
back
was
out, we
stolen.
just run
These-
away. Yep.
Oh man, they just gotta run away here. Good steal from Kid Buu. You've been crazy on those steals actually this game. That's 2 of them so far, and
They
both
can't
of them in
recall,
very
though. They
clutch
can't
moments.
recall because of Elder. They can't.
Nope.
I mean,
So now they're gonna
they
end up
can
losing it.
reset, but they're
If
not
he has,
actually. Never mind. Red side isn't quick to get onto it. They're being
Nope.
hesitant on this Elder call. Ziggs recalled.
they're
Weren't
looking
even
because they don't.
TP down.
Yep, they don't know if they have this fight in them because of the fact that they don't have their Braum, they don't have any other members. And right now it's looking like they're gonna start it up on the side of NRO. Never mind, they're gonna actually back off. They don't want to actually risk this fight, risking the Baron. They finally got a really good team fight win. They're clutching the goal back. They just want to wait.
That's the thing. If you're blue side, you want to wait for them to start the objectives. That's how they've been able to take these. Is like all the 2 steals that have happened. It's because red side started the objective. You want to wait, but Ornn is going in. Ornn is being engaged, but he doesn't have Call of the Forge God.
As they try to
he
go in,
does,
but Yone
but
jumps
Braum's
into
wall-
the back. Braum doesn't
Braum's
end up
Forge God
blocking
gets
it as
off.
Rise of Dust takes out Marbra. They're able to get the fight going for them. Boosted,
Ornn is in
taking
the
out the
middle.
jungler here as Ornn is just in the middle of them. Nithos is just trying to fight fire from the back, but they jump on top of him. Double kill going right over to the Ziggs as the bouncing bomb takes him out. Yorn getting chased down by the enemy team as Camille is able to barely get that from max range. Jumping on top and now getting cheese chunked out. Oh no, Ornn, I'm sorry. Even
Meanwhile,
though you're
Ziggs is just
unstoppable,
rushing it.
not gonna be
Ziggs
enough.
and Annie are
This
going
is
for the end.
over. This is looking like over for the game. Elder Drake not even needed.
I think there was
Rakan, the
miscommunication
sole
on
member
that one.
left.
Ornn just engaged while his team was not ready to follow up right away.
And unfortunately, the Rolling Stoners is going to take full advantage of the fact that they just ended up winning this game off of a massive fight at the end there. And look at that gold deficit. Kill does not matter as long as you're able to itemize better. And you see what just happened there. These guys just showed a really strong performance. Good job, Rolling Stoners, to take game 2.
Clean 2-0 by the side of Rolling Stoners. Boosted has been talking his shit about Hayden, but at the same time, it's just this one. While Hayden would put on a masterclass on that Camille, overall it came down to item diff, like you and I have been talking about. It's just I think Kaisa finally finished her Navori quick blades at the end there, but the problem is just there was no armor shred and there was no magic damage to force the team to itemize against said magic damage.
I really wish that the itemization was a lot better. It was just something that I'm watching and I'm like, so like for example, like sometimes like I even get into that mode where I start to autopilot my build and then I'll have like Deity just be like, "Yo, Malco, don't forget to build LDR," and I'm like, "Oh, wait a second, right? Let me make sure I build LDR." And it's just like I feel like it was just like a lot of the stuff going on with the comms is what was causing issues for a lot of people.
I mean, we can't take away though from the fact of how Rolling Stoners really played that super well. Um, Overall, like well played to both teams. I think the Ornn was starting to kind of come online late into the game, but it's also something to think about is we want to pick Ornn, but we leave up the Braum. And I understand it's because there are other priority bans we want to take, but we saw how many times that Ornn's Call of the Forge God was nullified because Braum just puts up his shield and
Yep.
boom.
So we
Completely wastes the ability.
And again, just to make a final thought towards that, it's something that you might be saying to yourself in games is just get them to waste the ability. Just get there's no getting them to waste an ability. You just have
There's
to figure
nothing.
out a way. There's nothing you can do. You just have to figure out a way to play
No,
around it.
you
And
can. You can. It's just that the only two things that could potentially waste Braum's shield are two important abilities: Call of the Forge God and Sejuani's ult. And both of them are very important to use. Other than that, there are no other abilities that can make Braum put up his shield.
And with that said, good job to you guys, Rolling Stoners. You now advance on in the bracket. 2-0, very clean, well done. I'm glad to see that you guys can show that even with it when behind, you can still keep your mindset and be able to do what it takes to win the games. And with that much said, Beard, Pharaoh, good job tonight for the casting. We'll be seeing you guys in the next games and be prepared for the next round of playoffs this weekend.
Speaking of which, who's what are the
Well,
what are the two
we have
semifinals
one
games?
more series to stream tomorrow. I think Hailstorm's going to be streaming it, which is um, Goat Kings and who the hell did we just play? Velocity.
Velocity. Oh, damn it. So I can't cast that one. So I
Yep.
won't be on the cast for that one, unfortunately, which really sucks. But
I'll do the cast for you.
oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. With that much said, guys, thank you for tuning in to Valhalla Esports. Don't forget to check out the merch shop, subscribe to the Twitch, and claim your immediate 30 days of love with Valhalla Esports. Check out the YouTube, and also don't forget to sign up for the league as Season 3 will be parting underway almost immediately after we get done with Season 2. I hope you guys have a good night. This is Malco and Valhalla Esports. We're signing off.